The year was 1997 when I, a middle-aged man living in a quiet town, was drawn into a haunting ritual deep within the heart of the woods. In that eerie gathering, I made a pact with an ancient force, seeking redemption for my darkest sins, and embarking on a journey that would forever intertwine my life with the supernatural. As I returned to the woods, touched the gnarled tree, and witnessed haunting visions of the past, I found solace in the understanding that the ancient force was a guardian of souls, offering a chance at forgiveness and redemption. The revelations granted me closure, liberating me from the lingering shadows of guilt that had haunted me for years. In the days that followed, the town seemed to embrace an eerie stillness, as if the secrets of the woods had seeped into every corner of our lives. Whispers of the haunting ritual spread, and some dismissed it as a mere urban legend, while others claimed to have seen apparitions wandering through the woods at night. As the weeks turned into months, I found myself compelled to return to the woods, seeking further guidance from the ancient force. The visions had ignited a curiosity within me, a thirst for knowledge of the supernatural that I couldn't ignore. With each visit, the bond between me and the spirits grew stronger, and I began to receive cryptic messages through dreams and symbols scattered throughout the town. It was as if the ancient force was communicating with me, urging me to continue my pursuit of understanding. One night, as the moon hung low in the sky, I found myself once again standing before the gnarled tree. The air crackled with energy, and the woods seemed to come alive with a chorus of whispers. The spirits of the past beckoned me forward, guiding me deeper into the heart of the supernatural. In the center of the clearing, I discovered an ancient stone altar, adorned with markings of forgotten times. It was a place of power, a nexus where the veil between worlds was thinnest. With a sense of trepidation, I touched the stone, opening myself to the unseen forces that surrounded me. In that moment, the woods came alive with haunting visions, flashes of past lives, lost souls seeking redemption, and enigmatic symbols that held hidden meanings. It was as if time itself folded, revealing layers of existence beyond comprehension. With each vision, the lines between reality and the supernatural blurred, and I felt myself becoming a conduit for the spirits that resided within the woods. Their stories flowed through me, and I became a vessel for their messages of forgiveness, redemption, and the eternal cycle of life and death. In the midst of the haunting visions, I felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility, to not only seek my own redemption, but to help others find solace in the presence of the ancient force. It was a daunting task, one that required me to bridge the gap between the living and the dead, to become a harbinger of hope for those trapped in the limbo of the supernatural realm. With newfound purpose and a heart filled with empathy, I returned to the town, knowing that my life had been forever transformed by the haunting encounter in the woods. The secrets of the past and the mysteries of the supernatural had become entwined with my own story, and I embraced my role as a guardian of souls, seeking to offer the gift of redemption to those who needed it most. As the town slumbered under the watchful eye of the moon, I knew that my journey had only just begun. The ancient force and the spirits of the woods would forever guide me, illuminating the path of redemption that lay ahead, a path that would lead not only to salvation for myself, but to the eternal embrace of the supernatural world. As the seasons passed, my encounters with the supernatural became more frequent, and the town's residents began to regard me with both awe and fear. Some saw me as a beacon of hope, a link between the living and the dead, while others branded me as a cursed figure, meddling with forces beyond mortal comprehension. The haunting visions continued to haunt my dreams, and the messages from the spirits grew more urgent. They spoke of unresolved grudges, lost loved ones, and souls trapped in the realm between worlds. It became evident that the ancient force had chosen me to be its vessel, to bring closure to the tormented souls that wandered the woods. With each passing night, I ventured deeper into the supernatural realm, seeking out the spirits and guiding them towards peace. I helped souls cross over to the other side, offering them a chance to find solace in the afterlife. In doing so, I discovered that the haunting ritual in 1997 was but one part of an ancient legacy, a cycle of redemption and forgiveness that spanned generations. But as I delved deeper into the mysteries of the supernatural, I also encountered malevolent entities, dark spirits that sought to thwart my mission and disrupt the balance between worlds. They whispered lies and deceit, attempting to lure me away from my path of redemption, but I remained steadfast in my resolve. The people of the town regarded me with suspicion, fearful of my connection to the supernatural. They shunned me, seeing me as a cursed figure, a harbinger of darkness that brought haunting visions and eerie apparitions to their peaceful existence. Yet, I knew that the work I undertook was essential, for I had seen firsthand the peace it brought to the souls that had been trapped in the woods for centuries. The haunting visions had become a burden, but I bore it willingly, knowing that it was my purpose to bring closure to those who sought it. As the years passed, my role as a guardian of souls became more ingrained in the fabric of the town's history. Despite the fear and suspicion, some began to recognize the importance of my mission, and a small group of loyal supporters emerged, assisting me in my quest to bridge the gap between worlds. The ancient force and the spirits of the woods continued to guide me, imparting wisdom and strength in my darkest moments. I had become a vessel of their stories, a messenger between realms, and I embraced this role with humility and determination. Over time, the town's perception of me began to shift. I was no longer seen as a cursed figure, but rather as a protector of their town, someone who safeguarded them from the malevolent entities that lurked in the shadows. As the decades rolled by, I realized that my own mortality was catching up with me. The burden of the haunting visions had taken its toll, and I knew that my time in the mortal world was drawing to a close. On a crisp autumn night, I returned to the heart of the woods, the place where it all began, the gnarled tree, the stone altar, and the ancient force that had forever changed my life. I felt a profound sense of peace as I touched the tree, a connection with the spirits that resided within it. As I stood there, I knew that my time in the supernatural realm was not in vain. I had fulfilled my purpose, bringing closure to countless souls and finding redemption for myself in the process. With a heart full of gratitude, I bade farewell to the woods and the spirits that had become my companions on this extraordinary journey. The veil between worlds began to thin, and I felt the pull of the afterlife calling me home. As I took my final breath, I knew that my legacy would live on, a tale of redemption, forgiveness, and the eternal bond between the living and the dead. The town would forever remember the man who had braved the supernatural, a guardian of souls whose story would be etched into the annals of history. In the years that followed, the haunting visions gradually subsided, replaced by a sense of peace and serenity. The spirits of the woods continued to watch over the town, knowing that their guardian had found his own redemption and was at peace in the afterlife. And so the tale of the man who ventured into the heart of the woods in 1997 came to a close. The town remembered him as a figure of mystery and reverence, forever bound to the supernatural realm, forever a guardian of souls. As the years rolled on, the legend of that fateful encounter continued to be whispered among the townspeople, a tale of courage, redemption, and the eternal bond between the living and the dead. And in the heart of the woods, the gnarled tree still stood, its ancient bark adorned with the symbols of forgotten times, a silent witness to the haunting legacy of the man who had dared to embrace the supernatural.